Many people say home is where the heart is. But my grandmother taught me that home is what you make it.
I'm just trying to figure out why they won't let me meet my parents. I mean, I am just so tired of being treated like a baby. Man, I can't wait until I graduate.
The time has come.
Time for what, baby?
Nellie's been asking about her mother.
No, she's not ready for that. I don't want that baby hurt.
Have you heard from my mom?
Liz.
Oh, my work. And our family, we are small but mighty.
Now, do you think you can speak to Mr. Kearney for me? And does Nellie even know that I'm trying to see her?
I have to choose my time wisely to talk about you, son. But keep the faith.
Well, thank you for your help anyway, Miss Liz.
Oh, I haven't done anything yet. I don't want to lose a good friend.
You cannot stop me from seeing Nellie.
Well, I got 9 hot ones and a whole lot of land that says that I can. He ought to be scared.
And you ought to be shamed.
Man, I'm not trying to hear this in my home. How you hush up with this foolishness?
Hello?
Hello, Ever?
Suffering is a part of life. But God gives us scripture to get through.
You will never get to my Nelly.
Coretta Wren or Minister Wren, however you wish to acknowledge me. I'm here today. I'm excited. We're still talking about health this month. It is Health Awareness Month, and I have a very special guest on today. Her name is Jillian Banks, and we're going to talk about clinical therapy. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, one thing I would love for you to do for my guests is to introduce yourself to them.
I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I do mental health services for children and adults.
When you went into this profession, what drew you to this profession? How did you become the therapist you are? How did you decide to go into therapy? And why?
I think when I was in high school, I always said when I was younger that I wanted to go into the medical field. And it wasn't until I got in high school, maybe 11th grade, I took an elective psychology class, and it was just so interesting to me. Then, in my younger adult life, I had a lot of tragedies and things going on. And I worked with a social worker that helped me so much, and she was really impactful in my life. And all the help and support that she provided me when I was going through a rough time, that made me want to do the same thing to others who were going through similar issues and difficulties. So that's what kind of drew me into the field, my desire to want to help others.
Was interested in participating, getting into this particular field. What school did you go to, or did you decide to go to, and how many years did it take you to get to this point?
Well, for my undergraduate degree, which I studied psychology, I went to Oakland University, and that took me 4 years to get my bachelor's of arts in psychology. Then I went for my master's degree at Siena Heights University, and that took an additional 3 years. And that includes coursework as well as interning and doing your hours as a therapist working under another licensed doctor.
I want to get into some health questions because uh, your area deals with. We wanted to talk about a specific type of counseling or therapy. What was that we wanted to discuss today?
Um, well, typically with a lot of my patients, depending on what they're struggling with, I do a modality called cognitive behavioral therapy, which we call CBT for short, which is basically changing your thinking, changing your behavior. So if you're changing the way you look at things, the way you think about it, it ultimately changes how you feel about them, feel about things, so that you're able to tolerate stress a little bit better, because you're not going to be able to get rid of stress. You're not going to be able to get rid of problems. We just have to look at them differently to make them easier to cope with, so that they're not impacting our life, because stress and things like that, anxiety, can start giving you health problems. So we definitely want to implement coping skills and things to deal with everyday stress, so that we're not letting them bother our health or give us undue stress and cause us other problems.
And that's interesting because what I found out with what I've seen with uh, youth is the communication. There is very difficult sometimes for them to express themselves because I've dealt with uh, mostly uh, high school students for the past about 10 years or more. Majority of my teaching, and what I found out is uh, the especially at ninth grade, at the beginning years of high school, they're trying to find themselves. They're quiet and they're trying to adjust. How have you worked within the school system? Through your experience, say for instance, those that are hypertension have a lot of are very hyper. What are some methods that uh, the parent or the child can do to help those that have those conditions?
Some of the things that the parents can do. I think that people who have struggles with like ADHD, impulse control, like that, different things like that, I always talk to the parents about being organized, having a set schedule. People who struggle with the impulse control and ADHD and things like that need structure. So, you're going to have a consistent bedtime routine, a consistent schedule. When they get up, when they get ready, they do well working with schedules. So that's one of the first things I like to try to do, a little bit of parent training, just to make sure that they get their children on a routine schedule, because that's going to make them successful.
Now, you talked about talk therapy. What are some other uh, types of remedies that you use besides talk therapy?
Well, if I'm working with younger children that can't necessarily sit in a room and just have a conversation or lay on the couch and talk to me, I'm doing play therapy. I'm doing art therapy. Play therapy, I'm bringing out toys. Sometimes kids do better being able to act out different things that they've experienced. We have dolls, therapeutic dolls. If kids have gone through some type of trauma or
Mm-hmm.
sexual abuse, we have dolls that we might use that are anatomically correct. If they don't have the words, they can point to it, this is what happened, um, or even if they just if they're struggling with like ADHD or behavior, it helps for them to have something to put their hands on and play with while we're sitting talking. There's also art therapy where I have kids draw pictures. If they can't express it in words, they can draw me a picture of what they feel like. And a lot of times with the pictures, we can kind of look at those and gather, what they might have gone through and try to piece together what trauma they're struggling with. So there's a couple of different types of therapy. With, like I said, with my older teenagers and my adults, typically just talk therapy is effective with them because they're able to sit and have a conversation.
What word of encouragement would you give a generation that may never see you again, but they will see this video, or someone may show them this video? What would you say to them?
I would just encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves. And do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Do what you need to do to make yourself successful. I feel like in my role, I've reached and connected with a lot of people. I feel like it's made a difference. Hopefully, I've made a difference in people's lives. I've had people to tell me, that I saved their lives when they were going through a rough time. And I just hope that, I've touched someone that goes on to do great things and they can look back and say, that I helped them and that I was an impactful person in their life.
That's one great thing. You talked about someone has helped you during the time that you needed them. And I spoke to someone else a couple of days ago, and they said what helped them was someone mentoring them.
Mm-hmm.
Mentoring, being there to help and support. And that's important. And, we all, as young people, as young adults, should help another young adult, a younger generation beyond that's under us, and help raise them up. And we need to continue that. And I'm so glad that you are doing that as a part of being a positive influence to those that you meet. I am so honored, that you have come on here with us, provided that information, because somewhere down the road, even today, when they see this video, they will say, I was glad I got this information. So you are helping, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I may call you another day to come on here so we can get more in depth into that particular area and talk about some other things. But God bless you. I appreciate you. And thank you for coming on.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Many people say home is where the heart lives. But my grandmother taught me that home is what you make it.
I'm just trying to figure out why they won't let me meet my parents. I mean, I'm just so tired of being treated like a baby. Man, I can't wait until I graduate.
The time has come.
Time for what, baby?
Nellie's been asking about her mother.
No, she's not ready for that. I don't want that baby hurt.
Have you heard from my mom?
Liz! Oh my.
And our family, we are small but mighty.
Now, do you think you could speak to Mr. Kearney for me? And does Nellie even know that I'm trying to see her?
I have to choose my time wisely to talk about your son. But keep the faith.
Well, thank you for your help anyway, Miss Liz.
Oh, I haven't done anything yet. I don't want to lose a good friend.
You cannot stop me from seeing Nellie.
Well, I got 9 hot ones and a whole lot of land that says that I can. He ought to be scared.
And you ought to be shamed.
Man, I'm not trying to hear this in my home. How you hurry up with this foolishness?
Hello?
Hello, Everett?
Suffering is a part of life. But God gives us scripture to get through.
You will never get to my Lily.